Music makes us fall in love. Music takes us to other dimensions. Music picks us up when we're down. Music gives us confidence. Music is a spiritual expression. Music is pure feeling. Music is without limits. Music is a universal language. Music sets us free. Music has no gender. Music is full of color. Music makes the people come together. Let's come together with the first German artist to ever release on Motown Records, Joy Denalane. Let's celebrate with last year's winners of our very own Anchor Award, ÄTNA. Let's go crazy for this year's partner country, South Korea, together with Brin and DRIPPIN. Let's fall in love with the recipient of the Rising Star at this year's Brit Awards, Griff. Let's listen to and share ideas with the political economist and sustainability scientist, Professor Dr. Maya Göppel. Let's meet the jury for this year's Anchor Award. Yvonne Catterfeld, Jacob Banks, Taylor Parks, Tom O'Dell, Emily Zonde, and of course, Tony Visconti. But first, let's be together and celebrate with the one and only Sting.
How many times must he fail? This is the sound of rushing water, running through my brain. This is the sound of God's own daughter calling out your name. I see my shrink on an endless couch. Hit me with a hammer and I'll say ouch. What we have here is so easy to solve. It takes a firm purpose and some resolve. This is the sound of rushing water, flooding through my brain. This is the sound of God's own daughter calling out your name. This is the sound of rushing water, flooding through my brain. This is the sound of God's own daughter calling out your name, your name, your name, your name, your name, your name, your name. Ease into the water, flooding through your brain. Ease into the water, calling out your name.
everyone. Hi, everybody. Hi, how you guys doing? How are you, sir?
I'm very excited to be in Hamburg. I haven't been on stage in like 2 years.
Oh, my God.
It's a great honor to open the Reeperbahn Festival. Thank you for welcoming me. Thank you.
Listen, and we're really, really incredibly glad that you're here because you have postponed your show in Hamburg so many times that by now you have written and recorded an entire new album called The Bridge. Was that, Rushing Water, the song that we just heard, is on that album?
Single, yeah.
It's the first single.
Yeah.
Is The Bridge, is that your lockdown baby? Is it your pandemic baby? Or was this something that you had planned all along? Was this in your timeline?
You know, the central metaphor of the record is a bridge. I think we're all looking for a bridge to the future, a bridge out of this pandemic, a bridge out of this climate crisis we're in. So we're all looking for the bridge, and I am too. So.
And we're glad that it brought you here. That's amazing. Reeperbahn has always been a place for newcomers, you know, a place to discover new music, new bands. Do you remember who was the first person to give you a shot when you were a newcomer?
That's so long ago, I don't. But, you know, it's very interesting to be playing here very close to where the Beatles were welcomed by Hamburg. And that's where they got their break, right here. So I'm very honored.
All right. We are going to see you in a little bit. He's not going anywhere. He's going to come back, ladies and gentlemen. And you will be back in Hamburg early next year. The album that we just talked about, The Bridge, is coming out in mid-November. Thank you so much again. Sting, everybody.
Dankeschön. Dankeschön. Bis später.
Please welcome the fantastic Emily Sandé, Tom Odell, Taylor Parks, Jacob Banks, Yvonne Katterfeld, and the godfather of the anchor himself, Tony Visconti.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Guten Abend. As practical as they are, algorithms are nothing but a sequence of instructions designed to offer the best solution possible. They calculate and process existing data, and they do this because humans know that's how you effectively solve problems. In music streaming, for example, what other song might I like after the one I'm listening to? But one problem remains unfixable. How do you introduce truly individual music into this technical landscape? Thank you.
Artists are already partially creating music to appeal to algorithms that exist and increase their chances of landing on playlists. Sometimes it's as small as checking how long the song should be, but the existence of these algorithms is influencing their decisions. This tactic might, in the beginning, help the artist get some exposure, and in the short term, in the long term, but what's the price at the end of it all? Artists shouldn't have to give up any artistic freedom in order to trick a computer or a machine into highlighting their art. So technology is here, it's all around us, and many artists are using it to actually create and expose music in a very positive way. But we also got to remember that all of us in this room have something that technology does not have. We have a heart and we have a soul. So we are the individuals that is making music human and relatable, not the technology. And that's the most important component to creating music.
So the organisers of the Reeperbahn Festival have passed on a shortlist of all the bands and singers that applied for this year to our so-called anchor board. And from it, the 14 international music professionals on that very board have chosen the most promising artists to compete for one of the most prestigious honours in the music industry. Since its launch in 2016, artists like Alice Merton, Celeste, Parcels, Freya Ridings and Shame were up for it. But on to this year, these are the nominees for the 2021 Anchor Award.
So from the UK, an artist currently living in Austria who turned her upbringing in a music family into an eclectic career, working with indie bands as well as hip-hop artists, Florence Arman. From Germany, a multifaceted Berlin-based dancer, model, actor, filmmaker, and this is what he's nominated for, R&B singer Li Ning. From the United Kingdom, an electronic indie three-piece who decided to form a band at the end of a party and are already considered one of London's best live acts, PVA.
From Austria, a former busker in the streets of Vienna, where she discovered how profoundly her tender, melancholic voice moves an audience. Oscar. From Germany, a singer-songwriter who got her first break in the biz by having her songs featured in Netflix series such as Dark and Riverdale, May the Muse. And finally, from the United Kingdom, a band from Leeds whose ambition is no less than to redefine the genre we all know as punk, Yard Act.
It is an immeasurable pleasure for all of us here on stage to watch each of these promising young artists do what they do best, play a live show. And on Saturday, we will let you know which one we picked as the winner of this year's Anchor Award, not decided by algorithms, but by their natural ability to speak to our bodies, our brains, and our hearts. Mind you, we are not declaring war on the machine, we're only feeding it the good stuff. From artists that we believe will have a long and interesting career writing, recording, and performing their songs. We're here to voice our recommendation as professionals and music lovers in order to give these new acts a head start in the game. Thank you.
And to give you an impression of who we felt was most deserving of the award last year, here are the winners of the 2020 award Anchor. Please welcome and enjoy ÄTNA.
tuk tuk tuk, you're my tuk tuk tuk. I am the boss, I am the boss. I'ma ride my tuk tuk tuk, you're my tuk tuk tuk. I am the boss, I am the boss. I'ma ride my tuk tuk tuk, you're my tuk tuk tuk. I am the boss, I am the boss. I'ma ride my tuk tuk tuk, you're my tuk 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 tuk. I am the boss, you are the boss. We are bosses, we are bosses. I am the boss, you are the boss. We are bosses, we are bosses. I am the boss, you are the boss. We are bosses, we are bosses. Tuk 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 tuk. I am the boss, you are the boss. We are bosses, we are bosses.
ÄTNA, everyone. Can you believe that they were newcomers last year? I mean, they won the Anchor Award, newcomers. And on Friday, they will be playing at Elbphilharmonie. I'm like, what? What? Excuse me. Together with the NDR Big Band, by the way. I'm like, okay, flexing. I see you, ÄTNA. On Sunday, Germany will elect a new government, and you might have noticed from the billboards hanging all over the country that ecological sustainability is one of the key topics this year. And we kind of know what that one's about, right? It's about climate change, biodiversity, the future of our ecosystems, and us in those ecosystems. Another topic is social sustainability, the question of what our society needs right now and in the future to ensure healthy communities, acceptance of each other, and a genuine feeling of democracy, of equality, and connection. Here to speak on another form of sustainability that might not explain itself as easily, one of the smartest people we know, a scientist working on the interface of society, economics, politics, and ecology. And yes, I am telling you, she's some kind of superhero. Right now, she will fill you in on the economical sustainability of companies with a diverse setup. Please welcome Professor Dr. Maya Köpel.
Good evening. Thank you so much for the invitation. Next time, please don't exaggerate so much at the introduction so I don't have to feel slightly nervous now. I am so pleased to be here because to me, one of the most exciting things is to step out of what we call our bubbles and to engage with other people in other sectors, in other disciplines, to try to find out what is the common patterns that we observe changing on this planet, and especially find the patterns that we want to build a new society on. Because in the end, this is what sustainability transformation scholars do look at, nothing less but how we are going to invent the lifestyles of the 21st century, and thus reorganize the operating system behind it, our business models, our ways that we relate between humans and human and nature. And so at first I was a bit concerned. I thought, as a scientist, you're usually speaking on subjects that you actually do research on. And key change and gender balance and diversity was not necessarily at the core of what I've been looking at. And so I thought, is that really something that I can contribute to? But then I thought, once you step out a bit, yes, the connections are all over the place. First and foremost, we see in subjects like climate protests, female representatives really being out there. We see in protests against dictatorships, in protests against the rolling back of female rights, women out there really stepping up to confront power, to confront those that are trying to maintain relationships that we understand are not going to be the ones that can guide us through the 21st century. And then I thought, even in my own discipline, it's quite fascinating when you look at, and the conservative newspaper just observed this recently, who's researching family and environmental issues as an economist? Primarily women. They only now start making it into the rankings of influential economists. The real subjects that were looked at there obviously was the extraction of material and matter for the sake of making money from living systems. And this has been myopic, and this has been a tunnel vision that has not helped us to understand relationships that would be catering for life and the replenishing of life, our ecosystems, but also our human relationships in a meaningful way. And this is why it's so important to see women stepping up, but also men opening up. I can't tell you how important it is when you do notice something around a gender issue emerging, something about racism emerging, something about someone exerting power over someone else, that not the victim has to speak up, but someone else in the room. And this is why we do need to come to the relationships of partnership rather than of dominance. We have to share the power out of a hierarchical system that is extracting from the social and ecological system they're embedded in, into regenerating and replenishing those. To recalibrate who's got the freedom to take responsibility, to show what's the diverse ways that we can actually organize those relationships between ourselves and with Mother Nature. And this is why I think it is important that we join forces, that we connect across sectors, that we step out of our comfort zones, get out of our disciplines, and break up the rules that keep us hostage, that keep us going in directions where most of us are already agreeing it's not where we want to continue going. And this is what we call a social tipping point in transformation studies. And I think we're at this point. It's a highly contested phase, because something old is dying, and something new cannot quite yet be born and grasped. So we see a lot of stress happening. For some, it's more freedom. For others, it's giving up privileges. So how do we connect? How do we put an emphasis on that what we want to conserve, the freedoms that we want to maintain, and the new that we'd like to see emerge? And sometimes, and this is why I'm so happy to be here, that's so much easier in experience. Not casting words at each other, but listening together. Connect with the inner essence of what scientists are not very good at getting at. We're good at expressing things in words and numbers. Our emotions, our love for the planet, for life, for each other. And this is why now I have the grand pleasure to introduce the next performer here, whilst thanking you all for breaking those boundaries, especially the organizers here today. It's a fantastic 20-year-old and self-made businesswoman, a songwriter on the rise, it says here, and a shining star in her own right. I have not had the pleasure to see her before. Very much looking forward to welcome Griff now. Thank you all very much.
How long can I leave the lights in the ceiling on? And the static from the TV keeps me company till I'm gone. Oh, 'cause I rock back and forth, reciting words that I've said wrong. I swear I've been doing fine when I'm busy and got things going on. Oh, so go what you're running from. Oh, maybe there's something at the midnight hours, you know. Is it 'cause I've been feeling guilty all along? Or is it that God's just trying to tell me to move on? 'Cause while you're haunting me, that's what you've done. Oh, so go what you're running from. Or maybe there's something in the midnight hours, you know. Or maybe there's something in the dead of night when I'm sleeping alone, where I always see your face. God, I wish I didn't know. Oh, can I have one night, one night, one night where it's just me alone? So I know what it feels like. So yeah, I can wake up in the daylight and my chest ain't heavy, 'cause you're not there with me. Tell me when that will be. Oh, 'cause I rock back and forth, reciting words that I've said wrong. I swear I've been doing fine when I'm busy and got things going on. Oh, so go what you're running from. Oh, maybe there's something in the midnight hours, you know. Maybe there's something in the dead of night when I'm sleeping alone, where I always see your face. God, I wish I didn't know. Oh, can I have one night, one night, one night where it's just me alone? Oh, yeah. Oh, so can I have one night, yeah. Oh, can I have one night, yeah. One night, yeah. One night, just one night where it's just me alone.
Winner of the Rising Star at this year's Brit Award. Seriously, please check out her brilliant, brilliant mixtape, One Foot in Front of the Other. Everybody, an icon in the making. We're so happy that she's here. Did you see her braid? I mean, I think I have a thing for braids today, but did you see hers? It was so cool. Dude, I could talk about her forever. That was the fantastic, the incredible Griff, everybody. So this year we thought, why don't we just prove everybody wrong that thinks that K-pop is all there is to contemporary music from South Korea? Because that's not true. And unfortunately, our plans to showcase this amazing range of contemporary Korean music here on Hanseatic Stage have been scrapped, well, thanks for nothing, COVID-19. But we found digital solutions for you to turn on, tune in, and check out this year's focus country at Reeperbahn Festival 2021, South Korea.
지금처럼만 딱 지금처럼만 잃어버리고 싶지 않아 나 So how can I say it How can I say it How can I say it So let's pretend like we're just friends 네 맘을 다 느끼는 내 머리가 터질 듯해 I'm
Hello world, this is Bryn. Nice to see you guys in here.
Let's go crazy for this year's partner country, South Korea's very own K-pop newcomers, DRIPPIN.
바람을 가리는 중 꿈인지 현실인지 건 상관없어진지 오래 거꾸로 흘러가는 시계바늘을 따라 부푼 마음과 함께 기억 속에 슬래시 뛰어들어 잠길 정도로 깊이 눈을 감아 돌아가는 새봄에 익숙하고 낯선 멜로디 꽉 잡아 우리 미친 속도로 빛바랜 시간 속으로 With you When I reach you 숨 막혀 어지러워도 자꾸만 흐려진대도 Yeah 빠져들어 라라라라라라라라라라라 Nostalgia Nostalgia 스며들어 고단해지는 두 눈 흑백의 기억들이 점점 색을 찾아 진짜 같은 가짜 뻔 너무너무 말할 수 있을까 알아 내 그리움의 잔상 다만 깨고 싶지 않을 뿐 낮게 슬래시 뛰어들어 잠길 정도로 깊이 눈을 감아 돌아가는 새콤 메모리 익숙하고 낯선 멜로디 꽉 잡아 우리 미친 속도로 빛바랜 시간 속으로 With you When I reach you 숨 막혀 어지러워도 자꾸만 흐려진대도 Yeah 빠져들어 라라라라라라라라라 Nostalgia Nostalgia 머무르고 싶어 all day 시간을 훔친 이 꿈속에 난 끝없이 맴돌아 계속 제자리야 I feel nostalgia yeah 꽉 잡아 우리 미친 속도로 빛바랜 시간 속으로 With you 막혀 어지러워도 자꾸만 흐려진대도 Yeah I feel
All right. Give it up for, and I hope I get this right, One More Cup Cream. This is a combination of two groups, two names. The One More Dance Crew and the Cup Cream Factory. Give it up for those guys. Rounding up the performances of Bryn and DRIPPIN. And Bryn and DRIPPIN are only two of the acts from our focus country, South Korea, that you'll get a chance to meet digitally, as I said, at this year's festival. And beyond pop and rap, there'll be indie rock, psychedelic, folk, electronic, and R&B artists all waiting to be discovered by you guys. All right. Before I introduce you to the next artist, I would like to take a moment to address what you could call the wider issues at play here at Reeperbahn Festival. Over the last years, diversity in many shapes and forms has come more and more into focus in the entertainment industry. But I have the feeling that sometimes we, up on the stage, right, people behind the cameras, the creative talent, the executive branch, that we sometimes like to think that it's enough to just advertise this diversity. We talk about it for a hot second, and then we pat ourselves on the back, and then we just call it a day, right? We're opinion leaders, and we've done our part. We kind of treat it like a current affair, like news ripped from the headlines, soon to be replaced again by something else. But diversity isn't that type of issue. Society is not a car that you can just fix. We really need to understand what it means. We need to understand that it will bring positive change for all of us. We need to understand that it does not take away from nobody. It opens up. It is supposed to burst our bubbles. And as naive as that sounds, make this world better. So even when we don't see the Black Lives Matter movement on TV, the issue remains. The same goes for the hashtag #MeToo or the Pride movement after the parade has ended. Genuinely caring for each other has to become our default setting. We all have to remind ourselves over and over again that this is a process that has no end. That's the hard part. There won't be this moment where we just say, you know what, cool, yes, high five, we're done. This is not seasonal. And we will make sure that this conversation never goes away, ever. Yeah, it is the challenge for everyone to really see everyone else. And yes, it annoys a lot of people. And it's really, really hard sometimes. And yes, sometimes you might have to oppose the entire room. And trust me, I know this can be really uncomfortable. But if we truly want change, we have to insist on it. Also, the Reeperbahn Festival came a long way. Look at our presenters, at the artists that we shine a light on. Look at the anchor jury, right? And the panelists. Everything has become more diverse. Reeperbahn Festival is the lead partner of the Key Change Initiative, but we're still not there yet. So some might think that by now we must have taken care of all the marginalized people in the world, like literally all of them. But believe me, we haven't. Not by a long shot. We're still surrounded by many fellow humans who are suffering from systemic disadvantage. So let's keep talking, all right? Let's keep listening. We still need to tell so many different stories. We have to share so many experiences and perspectives. And we have to discover our own new role models. Which brings me to the next performer. At the end of the 90s, she was one of the only German women of color crossing over into pop, with her own vision of what music should sound like, what it should be. And I remember how empowering that was to me, how important it was for me and so many others to see her on stages and screens. She is as strong, as visionary, as beautiful and inspiring as ever. She's also a dedicated key change ambassador, and she is still tearing down walls. Recently, she became the first German ever to release on the American R&B and soul record label, Motown. I love her, and I'm mad proud of her. Please give your warmest of welcomes to my friend, Joy Denalane.
As long as I can breathe, I will tell you that I need you. And as long as I can feel, I will show you that I miss you. As long as I'm alive, I'ma love you, and carry your heart with me. As the wildfire circles us, we can burn up in revelry. And as the world round us turns to dust, you can hold on to me. When forever is more than just a word we say, when it's a place where you and I can lay, you know that I'll be there waiting. When forever becomes more than just a word for us, we'll paint the walls and fill the halls with love. You know that I'll be there waiting for you. And no matter where you are, I'll always be a shelter and hold you close to me when the storm is near. And as the wildfire circles us, we can burn up in revelry. And as the world around us turns to dust, you can hold on to me. When forever is more than just a word we say, when it's a place where you and I can lay, you know that I'll be there waiting. When forever becomes more than just a word for us, we'll paint the walls and fill the halls with love. You know that I'll be there waiting for you. At the end of the desert, at the edge of the tide, I'm counting the moments till you're by my side. And I know in my heart you'll be waiting too. Forever is more than just a word we say, and it's a place where you and I can lay. You know that I'll be there waiting. When forever is more than just a word we say, when it's a place where you and I can lay, I'll be waiting, I'll be waiting. Forever becomes more than just a word for us. We'll paint the walls and fill the halls with love. You know that I'll be there waiting.
I did not promise you too much, right? I could never oversell this woman. How's everybody feeling? Are you actually still with me? Ah, that makes me happy. I know, but because we're almost done, but I kind of have a feeling that I'm forgetting something, or rather someone. Let me think. Maybe I figure it out. I will. I think I'm forgetting someone really important. That's always uncomfortable. Someone smart, someone innovative, maybe, someone charming, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Someone with vision and integrity, and he also happens to look good in a suit that he put on for us today. Yes, I am talking about the boss, the man that's making all of this possible. There would be no show without him. Please welcome the general manager of Reeperbahn Festival, Alexander Schulz.
Hi. Thank you, Hartmut. Yeah, welcome everybody. It does not happen too often that I quote the Backstreet Boys, but oh my God, we're back again. And what you've seen right here is only the beginning. Only 1 hour of great music and headlines in order to give you an idea where the next days will take you. Every year, beyond the celebration, there are important issues we wanted to be discussed. Every year we want all of us to be better connected than the year before, and every year we want to remind ourselves, music is not a business, not by far. Music is the link that brings us together, holds us together, across generations, borders, and any other differences we mostly only seem to have. We will exchange ideas and hopes concerning the current state of music, how to record, how to tour, how to reach out to the fans, and how to be a vital part of everybody's everyday life. The pandemic has put up many obstacles, yet clearly some of them are opportunities. We are here to design roadmaps for the way back into a well-working musical landscapes, a landscape that is not fixed, but always changing. And we are the creators of that landscape. We shape it and we develop it. And this here is the place where you can let your imagination run, and where you can find people who want to run with you. A year ago, a slightly younger, sillier version of me thought that we would not just be back this year, but back to normal. How wrong I was. However, the lessons learned in 2020 helped us to offer you the best festival experience you will have this year. Compared to last year's Reeperbahn Festival, we are presenting much more face-to-face and real-life events, such as panel sessions, business meetings with an international variety of speakers again, and industry officials and artists. And most of them are attending in person, like the representatives of Hamburg's sister city, Chicago, in the Reeperbahn Festival Village. Only some of them will appear only digitally due to the pandemic, such as most events highlighting our partner country, South Korea. And let's not forget about the concerts and music showcases this year. On the one hand, yes, we have improved in the opportunity to follow festival highlights on a screen somewhere out there. But on the other hand, there will be more than 300 live shows this year in 30 indoor and 5 outdoor venues, where we can offer our audience capacities up to 40% in relation to normal. And it's said here before, we give you an update on our key change movement that empowers talented artists and music business people of underrepresented genders through trainings and mentoring and network support. And yes, over 70 of these participants in the program from 10 countries are attending in person for the next 4 days again. And yes, and of course, it has been said before, but yes, as every year, we will honor the most talented international music act with the prestigious Anchor Award. I would like to thank everybody to be involved for making this year's Reeperbahn Festival happen. Nothing, and none of us would be here without the people taking care of the logistics, the professionals with their incredible organizational skills, and without the physical labor of those who make the festival come to life. We see what you've built, we love it, and we deeply appreciate it. And a very special thanks goes out to my team. We have been undergoing an exhausting year due to the pandemic, with a lot of downs and only a few ups. And almost everyone in the company have been on short-time work for a few months, and for various reasons, some of them never returned to work at all. And even if we never had so little time to prepare Reeperbahn Festival before, the fact that the event is about to happen right now is a kind of redemption for the entire team. We have overcome the uncertainties that lasted for so many months as a community, and today we're tied together stronger than ever. Finally, I want to personally thank a few people for the engagement and support. And first of all, it's the federal government's Commissioner for Culture and the Media, Ms. Monika Grütters. Thank you very much for your support over the years, huge support. And the first mayor of the city of Hamburg, Peter Tschentscher, and as well as the head of Hamburg's Authority for Culture and the Media, Senator Carsten Broster. Thank you to all of you. Thank you very much. I want to thank the supporters from state authorities, from the politics, all the sponsors, of course, and especially our media partners, Arte, NDR, Deluxe Music, Musikexpress, and the Rolling Stone magazine. Thank you for supporting us. The challenges we are all facing have not changed yet. They are ongoing, even after the pandemic. Questions of economic sustainability, gender balance, and diversity are far from being answered. Together, we are still figuring out how to turn the music industry into an equal, fair, and safe space for all of us, while it keeps on growing economically. And of course, within the next 4 days, another question has to be discussed, a question that gives us the opportunity to share ideas and experiences, how we will leave this pandemic and its effects behind us. Tonight, however, I want all of us to celebrate that we are here in person again, that we are ready to talk and network face to face, and of course that we are ready for musical discoveries in front of live stages again. And last but not least, please give a big hand to our host tonight. She will be back for the anchor show on Saturday. Whoever is there, please give a big hand to the great charming, and one and only Hartnett Tesfaye.
Aww. All right, everyone. Aww. I love this crowd. I really, really do. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed our show. Listen, have fun in the next few days. Stay safe and enjoy a great time here in Hamburg, all right?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Reeperbahn Festival 2021. And now everybody, one more time, Sting.
Auf Wiedersehen, Hamburg. Dankeschön.